Okay, moving along from this, I'll give you a chance to dig up your Urdu version. You talked about, and I'll go through them, and then maybe if you can correlate for the Urdu, because I really love your Urdu translation of this. Our primary goal is economic survival or hyper-consumerism, not living an ethical Islamic lifestyle. That's not the priority. Number two, we lack understanding of the mindset of our protagonists. We are tribal and ego-driven and easily led, partly because we are systemically taught to be obedient slaves by various institutions. Now, we've touched on a few of those, but perhaps you could render those into Urdu, those 3 points.
This is the fifth one, isn't it?
Yeah, this is actually one, two, yeah, it is. Any one of those would be good.
Basically, हमारी ज़िंदगी का बुनियादी मकसद ज़िंदा रहने के लिए काम करना और जानवरों की तरह चरागाह में चरते रहना। यह हज़रत अली अलैहिस्सलाम की हदीस भी है कि जब हज़रत अली अलैहिस्सलाम मस्जिद से निकले तो जनाब कुमैल को साथ लेकर के गए और उन्होंने अपने सीने पे हाथ रख करके कहा कि ऐ कुमैल, जानते हो कि इस दिल में ख़जाना इल्म का छुपा हुआ है। मैं चाहता हूँ किसी को दूँ, लेकिन मैं किसी को लायक तहसीन नहीं पाता कि मैं उसको दूँ। वो इसका बोझ नहीं उठा पाएगा।
सुभान अल्लाह।
तो ये बात हकीकत है, ये बहरकैफ आपने लिखा है और ये बहुत ही उम्दा बात लिखी है आपने, जिसमें मतलब एक नोशन हदीस का भी मिलता है कि हमारी ज़िंदगी में बुनियादी मकसद ज़िंदा रहने के लिए काम करना और जानवरों की तरह चरागाह में चरते रहना, जैसा कि मौला कायनात ने उन अफराद के लिए फ़रमाया था। ये किताब इरशाद शेख मुफीद अलैहिर्रहमा किताब में मौजूद है ये हदीस। हमारा मकसद ज़िंदा रहने के लिए महज पैसा कमा लेना है या ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा एक बड़ा मकान या महंगी गाड़ी हासिल कर लेना है। हमारा मकसद एक बेमिसाल इस्लामी अखलाकी ज़िंदगी गुजारना नहीं है। ये बहुत ही अच्छी बात है, बहुत ही उम्दा बात आपने कही है और ये हकीकत है। ये कम्युनिटी में ये बात हो रही है और इसकी तरफ किसी की तवज्जो, nobody cares about that because people are really lost in their life and they are just lost in earning money and making their material status higher and higher and higher. Even they have forgotten the quality of education, about the quality of education as well. एक बात आपने और भी लिखी थी कि हमें इस बात की समझ बूझ नहीं है कि हमारा हकीकी हमदर्द और तरफदार कौन है और हमारा खैर खाह हमारे बारे में किस तरह सोचता है। हम अगर कोई हमारा खैर खाह होता है तो हम उसको समझते हैं कि ये अपने मफाद की बात कर रहा है, हमारी खैर खाही क्यों करेगा। ये एक माइंडसेट है हमारा कि हमारे बारे में अगर कोई अच्छी बातें सोचता भी है तो मैं उसको अलग कर देता हूँ ये सोच करके, ये कह करके कि इसका अपना कुछ मफाद इसमें पोशीदा होगा। But it's not like that.
Okay, this is a self-critical session. I mean, I'll gladly admit that I've been the victim of many of these things that I've wrote. I wouldn't know them if I hadn't been the victim of them. But it's not a criticism on the community. As I said right at the beginning of the show, there are many positive aspects. But we need to, if we're going to be an excellent society, first we have to face the mirror of what is not right within our community. And that's the spirit in which we're discussing this.
You cannot correct basically you cannot make a better community just by advising them. You need to be harsh sometime and you need to be strict. Because when Imam Zaman alayhi salam will come, he is not going to advise everybody, you do this thing and you do this thing, you did wrong, so you shouldn't do it again. It is, community cannot be corrected in this way. You need to be sometime harsh. You need to find out the basic problems. What are the basic problems? And you need to be very strict towards that.
Again, if I was playing devil's advocate with my own concept or our concepts here.
And this was the quotation which the few sentences which I said to you. This is said by Ayatollah Khamenei about Imam Zaman. When Imam Zaman alayhi salam will come, he will not advise you and he will not always treat you in a very polite manner. He has to be harsh sometime. And he is going to wipe out those people who are not obviously correct.
I do meet many people who actually behave as if they don't have any protagonists in this society. हम वो मानने के लिए तैयार ही नहीं है कि हमारे दुश्मन हैं, हमारे खिलाफ कोई साजिश भी हो रही है, कोई जो हालात जो पैदा किए जा रहे हैं वो वैसे नहीं पैदा हो रहे, वो किए जा रहे हैं. There is a process. अभी ये भी I can't understand the mindset of people who don't understand that there are systemic processes.
Exactly.
Is this something in the foreign mindset or people who come from abroad that they they feel they can never have an impact on governments or society or political, that they never participate in seeing how they might challenge
the problem is that they don't
expectation?
have any agenda, they don't have any objective. They have, as you have mentioned, that they are like the people who have come here and they have got the better opportunity to work. They are working like laborers. There is no ambition, there is no goal in their life. Just like as I mentioned about Imam Ali alayhi salam's hadith, that they are like the animals in the pasture land.
That's a very harsh thing to say.
That's very hard. But Imam Ali alayhi salam said, it's not our version, it's not you have said.
Yeah.
That he said, "O Kumail, do you know, I have what is in my heart. It's a treasure of knowledge. I wanted to give it to somebody, but I don't find anybody."
So this notion of pre-programmed, blind following, lack of questioning, lack of critical, these are all things to do with reason and thinking. Well, animals don't think. They're programmed. They tend to follow certain patterns in life.
I know that these are very harsh words, but I have always, I have come to the conclusion that not by just advising or being polite, everything can be done. You need to be sometimes strict as well. And this you can witness everywhere, in every establishment and organizations. They have to get their agenda implemented. If it's not being implemented smoothly, then they have to be strict.
Okay, quickly moving on. The other point,
and as you have mentioned, that's a very interesting point. That खुसूसन जब अपनी community की तरक्की या पेशरफ्त की बात आती है, this is a very important point, and I liked it very much. As I told you, that each of your paragraph is like a book. If you expand it into a book, each paragraph can be turned into a book. And that is true, that खुसूसन जब अपनी कम्युनिटी की तरक्की या पेशरफ्त की बात आती है, तो हम लोग शाज़ व नादिर ही बहैसियत मुफक्किर और हमदर्द कौम तामीरी तनक़ीद की सलाहियत रखते हैं. We don't have the ability to do creative criticism. Neither we have that vision. Very few of the people who are in a micro minority, and they are not encouraged to speak out in the community.
So critical inquiry that's worthy would require research, reading, study, and life experience, perhaps. But yet we don't have that.
No, that comes only by means of there are people. I'm sure there are people in the community who are well educated and who have a very high vision, but they are in a very small minority.
And are they confident to speak out against establishments or
institutions?
They are
not confident. They are not confident because nobody is going to listen to them.
Would they challenge, if something's being done, they wouldn't challenge it?
They cannot challenge. There is no platform for them to come and challenge. The problem is that this is a zahni bedari, this is a renaissance. You need to change the people's mentality. You need to change them. You need to, as you have mentioned, that we in our community, we don't have respect for our intellectuals. They don't recognize our intellectuals, our people who are able to contribute towards community, who are able to do lots of things about our community, but they are not recognized. They are not being given any kind of recognition.
Well, I'll just go three, four.
As you must have that paragraph. I didn't find in my translation.
It says, was this the one about we are tribal and ego-driven and easily led, partly because we are systemically taught to be obedient slaves by various institutions? I think we'd got through that one. The next one was we are rarely original.
No, this is. I'm sorry for
yes,
that.
Yes, please.
हम अहले इल्म और बासलाहियत और मुतखस्सिस अफराद की. हम अहले इल्म बासलाहियत और मुतखस्सिस अफराद की कद्र व मंजिलत करना नहीं जानते हैं, क्योंकि वहाँ पर हमारी अना आ जाती है. We feel very egocentric. Why shall we give them importance? Because you do not understand that giving importance to an intellectual in your community, giving importance to a well-educated person, giving basically recognizing the educational ability or his critical ability, it's a great thing. And giving him recognition in the community is not beneficial only for him, it's beneficial for the whole community.
To utilize his
his caliber, skills. To utilize his skills.
But you don't see that caliber rising to the top. All too often I see people who are either tribal leaders or people who've just acquired power or a position.
I'm not talking about them. There are a very small minority of well-educated people in our community as well.
But it's not enough.
No, they let them at least first come forward. even if there are 2 in the whole community, we need to recognize them.
You should utilize their skills.
We should utilize their skills, and we should establish a tradition of giving importance to the people who are well educated in the community and who can contribute, who can guide the community into the right direction. Because there is an ayat in Quran, hal yastawi allazina, that the people who are basically those who know and those who do not know, they cannot be equal.
And we're talking today about...
They cannot be par with. So people who know, we need to give them recognition. We need to bring them up. We need to give them respect.
Meritocracy.
Based
on their abilities.
Based on their abilities.
So, to the audience, we're talking today about a Muslim manifesto of mediocrity, at a time when manifestos are being thrown around left, right and centre, the Labour Party, the Tory Party. The Jewish communities themselves, no less, have issued a manifesto as well. But the Muslims don't have a manifesto. We launched one maybe in 2015, previous to the other election. Everybody went quiet after they copied 3 or 4 of them. Nothing happened after that. We're thinking of relaunching another mini manifesto for you. But to be honest with you, first of all, we have to recognise that we need one. And what are our commonalities and what are our goals? The next issues that we raise that stop us from coming up with a vision and a manifesto and a dream, if you like. We mentioned that we'll fight amongst ourselves sooner than challenge our actual oppressors. We will drag down anybody trying to engage in positive change.
Exactly, yeah.
Our generally shallow research analysis skills are the cause of our own and our institutional mediocrity. We don't value our intellectual or creative capital, which we dealt with earlier. Poor community development prioritization, and poor deployment of religious economy resources. We think of Islam as rules and regulations as opposed to ethics and morality. That's just another batch. There are 2 more left, but I'd like you to maybe translate some of those into for those who are better in Urdu amongst our audience.
हम हर उस शख्स की बेसिकली कादर मंजिलत करना छोड़ देते हैं जो हमारे लिए पॉजिटिव चेंज या मुस्बत तब्दीली लाना चाहता है. अमूमी तौर पर हमारा सतही तर्ज तफक्कुर इट्स अ वेरी सरफेशियल थिंकिंग.
Beautiful.
अमूमी तौर पर हमारा सतही तर्ज तफक्कुर और सतही तज्ज़िया व तहलील की सलाहियत हमारे सतही इंसान होने की दलील है. बहुत ही अच्छी बात है, बिल्कुल सही. क्योंकि अगर हम सतही तौर पर सोचते हैं और हमारा सतही फ़िक्र है, हमारी सतही फ़िक्र और तर्ज़ फ़िक्र है, तो ये एक हकीकत है कि हम सतही इंसान होने की दलील पेश कर रहे हैं. और यही वजह है कि हमारा सारा माशरा सतही और छिछला होकर रह गया है. हम अपने इंटेलेक्चुअल्स को न तो पहचानते हैं और न इनकी कदर करते हैं. हमारे मराकज़ की ज़िम्मेदारियां हैं कि वो समाज में इनकी शिनाख्त करें और इनको इन्वॉल्व करें. ये हमारी तख्लीकी दौलत है.
एक सॉल्यूशन है.
ये हमारी तख्लीकी दौलत है. These are the intellectual wealth. अच्छा, हमारे पास इन मसाइल का हल है, लेकिन हमारा दुश्मन जानता है कि हमारे पास हकीकी अखलाक और तहजीब नफ्स की कमी है. तहजीब नफ्स में सारी चीज़ें आती हैं. अना है, ख़ुद को ज़ाहिर दूसरों से आगे बढ़ाने की बातें हैं, खुद गर्जी, बहुत सारी चीज़ें आ जाती हैं. तो तहजीब नफ्स की कमी है जिसकी ज़रूरत हमको अपने इन मसाइल का हल तलाश करने में पड़ती है. ये एक आम बात है. ये जिम्मेदारियां सिर्फ किसी एक तबके या किसी एक मखसूस क्लास पर की नहीं है. ये आम तौर पर पूरी कम्युनिटी को इस तरह से सोचना चाहिए. जब तक हम अपने अंदर छुपी हुई गलतियों की निशानदही नहीं करेंगे और इन मसाइल की जड़ों से वाकिफ़ नहीं होंगे, हम दूसरों के बनाए हुए रास्तों पर चलते रहेंगे जो दूसरों ने मेरे लिए तय किए हैं, तो हम कभी भी इंडिपेंडेंट हो ही नहीं सकते. हम कभी भी इक़्तिदार हासिल कर ही नहीं सकते, और या हम कभी भी मुस्तकिल नहीं हो सकते, या हम कभी भी कायम अपने आप को खड़ा नहीं कर सकते.
भटके हुए मुसाफिर की तरह हम
बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं.
We're just going to be moving according to other people's social engineering or religious engineering, political.
आपने एक बात और भी बहुत अच्छी लिखी थी कि हम में जहालत के तमाम नतायज जाहिर हो चुके हैं, और ये हकीकत है. इसमें कोई तकल्लुफ तारुफ की बात नहीं है कि हम में जहालत के तमाम नतायज जाहिर हो चुके हैं, बल्कि जहालत के असरात तो मौजूद थे ही, और नतायज भी जाहिर हो चुके हैं. मसलन क़ुव्वत इरादी का कमज़ोर होना, जो एक बहुत बड़ी दलील है इंसान की क़ुव्वत इरादी उस वक्त कमज़ोर होने लगती है जब इल्म जो है वो रहनुमा है। हदीसें मौजूद हैं, इल्म जो है वो रहनुमा है, वो टॉर्च है, वो आपको रास्ते दिखाता है। जब आपके पास रोशनी रहती है तो आप में कॉन्फिडेंस रहता है, जब आपके पास तारीकी आ जाती है तो आप अपना कॉन्फिडेंस खो बैठते हैं, क्योंकि आपके हाथ को हाथ फिर दिखाई नहीं देता। जहालत को इसी से तारीकी से ताबीर दी गई है, जहालत की, कि हम में जहालत के तमाम नताइज ज़ाहिर हो चुके हैं। मसलन क़ुव्वत इरादी का कमज़ोर होना, ख़ुद गर्जी, गलत फ़ैसले लेना, अपनी कोताह फ़िक्री और जाहलियत का एहसास का ख़त्म हो जाना, और दिखावे के लिए बड़े बड़े फ़ैसले करना, ये एक हकीकत है। और बहुत आपने बहुत सही बात ये
expressing it in English, Dr. Saab, is very different from expressing it in Urdu. And I think it's the first opportunity I've had to start talking about the Fitri or our IMCD agenda in terms of what the community is lacking. And that's not to put them down. It's to say this is a big wake-up call. You have to analyze this. If you disagree with us, then you need to take us up and you need to challenge us and you need to. But burying it under the carpet, ignoring it, pretending it's not happening, saying that it's completely fine, that's a recipe for really destroying an entire generation. This is what's worrying me, is that our apathy and our superficial showmanship, showboating, and pretense that we've got a sound community and a sound infrastructure. And this pretense is going on through too many institutions, and the mediocrity that they're producing from madrasa level up to sort of university level, to me is shocking. And if we don't arrest that, if we don't recognize it, we will destroy a generation. And what, don't people care about their kids? I just don't understand it. But anyway, just moving on to the last 2 points.
Yeah, the one which I translated just before, can you read it in English as well? So
I think it was poor community development prioritization, poor diplomacy. No, it was, I'm not sure which one it was. Our generally shallow research and analysis skills are the cause of our own and our institutional mediocrity.
हम में जहालत के तमाम नताइज ज़ाहिर हो चुके हैं.
And then it was, follow on from there, please. Do translate the other 3 or 4.
दूसरी चीज़ ये एक बहुत अहम नुक्ता है कि हमारे दरमियान से इल्म और साहिबान इल्म का एहतराम ख़त्म हो गया है. यानी इस चीज़ की अहमियत ही ख़त्म हो गई है कि जो साहिबान इल्म हैं या जो इल्म रखता है या ख़ुद इल्म की जो हैसियत है उसकी कोई अहमियत नहीं है. मतलब आप कुछ भी हो, doesn't matter. मतलब everything is measured by the salary and the money.
And what car
you drive, what sort of house do you have. This is, Islam never said about these things. Islam is not, Islam, Prophet didn't bring Islam for these things.
I have a caller on the line. I welcome to the show first. Assalamu alaikum. Your call or your comment or your question, please. Sorry, I can't hear the caller.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
My
name is Amir Zahra. I would like to salam to both of you. I would like to point out the main problem in our education system, whether it is religious or secular, is that we don't have the material, or what we have of our ilmi sarmaya, we don't use it. I just want to point out one of the
it's a very good point.
From Nahjul Balagha,
that's a very good point.
Which says that Imam Ali said कि ये दिल भी उसी तरह उकता जाते हैं, ये दिल भी इसी तरह उकता जाते हैं जिस तरह बदन उकता जाते हैं. लिहाजा जब ऐसा हो तो उनके लिए लतीफ हकीमाना नुक्ता तलाश करो.
बेशक.
तो we can't change the material, but how to present it. This is the main thing in our education, or and to bring our religious sarmaya in the mainstream. So could you please?
Thank you very much, Sister Amina. That was a fantastic point. Content is king. Creativity within that content, using imagination to be able to make new content. Your comment.
खार इस सिलसिले में basically our ilmi sarmaya, basically people who migrated from South Asia, their ilmi sarmaya or dini sarmaya was in Urdu language. Urdu basically imbibed this legacy from Persian language, and Persian certainly took it from Arabic language. This is my own study that Persian has translated of the whole Shiite Sarmaya, 70% of the whole Shiite Sarmaya into Persian. Still there are 30 or 20% are left in Arabic, which has not been translated despite having such a big government. Alhamdulillah. They have only been able to translate 70% of the total Arabic Shiite Sarmaya. From Persian to Urdu, there has been only 25% or 30% translation work has been done, and that 30% work has been so useful that it created a community in South Asia which basically took Azadari or Islam from India or Pakistan to Houston and California. That Urdu language was so powerful, but unfortunately it was very bad luck of us that we left Urdu behind. Before we reached to the shore, could have reached to the shore, we left the boat and jumped into the water. That, oh, now English is the emancipator and English will do everything for us. And before we could have translated materials of our Dini or Ilmi Sarmaya from Urdu to English, in English we have only 2% or 3% maximum translation work from Urdu language or from Persian language. English cannot provide us anything which our children need at the moment to basically learn or know about the Islamic etiquettes, Islamic civilizations, or Islamic, mannerism. These are the most important thing. If they want to do research or they want to do expertise, means they can go to Iran, they can study. That's a different thing. But we knew Urdu. We feel ashamed in speaking Urdu. We are listening majalises in Urdu, but we are feeling very inferior when we use Urdu. We do not read Urdu books. All kinds of Ilmi Sarmaya or Dini Sarmaya is available. About more than 400 or 500 books are also available on internet. But we are not able to use it. Neither we encourage our children. Our parents had 3 language formulas. They knew Arabic, or if they didn't know Arabic, they knew Persian, they knew Hindi, they knew English. So they survived in 3 language formula. They taught us 4 languages. I know at least 4 languages, alhamdulillah. But what we are doing for our children, where they are going? We are living in a completely confused period of time at the moment. People, our children, which direction they are going, I'm really, really worried about. They cannot, if Hui Foundation had not translated this much material, it could have been a big devastation. But alhamdulillah, they have done a great job. And I myself personally is very thankful for that they have done a great job.
Well, Dr. Sabang, you've really made a strong case for what you think is the root cause of the problem, which
root cause of the problem is this.
Language, acknowledgement of our history. So it's all based on it. For you, I mean, we have 3 minutes left, really, to conclude the show. All of these ills, the manifesto of mediocrity that we presented, the things which are stopping us from being able to create a vision and a dream and a future, for you, it sounds to me like it's very much about education. What solutions, as a summary, if you had to give a bullet point of some of the directions that both our leadership or parents should be going in terms of creating a better community, a more ethical community, what would they be?
Obviously, we need to basically, unfortunately, Tehzeebul Islam is written by Allama Majlisi. That's the basic book. There are lots of things which we don't need in our life. But like going to toilet, what dua you are supposed to read. We don't need those things necessarily, but there are lots of other etiquettes, Islamic etiquettes are written in that. How many of us have read that?
Yeah, very few.
We don't recognize our intellectuals. We don't recognize our linguists. We don't recognize or sympathize those people who are genuinely want to contribute towards our community. We don't know who they are. And as far as the Urdu is concerned, I think it is very difficult to put them into back gear. Our children, it's very difficult to teach them Urdu now, but at least we should maintain vocabularies. Those vocabularies, the English doesn't have, that means is not able to translate those vocabularies into English. Those Islamic muhawarat, tamsilat, Islamic terminologies, glossaries. We are not able to translate them. You wouldn't believe that there has been translation of Quran in English, but if you go minutely, in another next 100 years, that translation will keep, improving. They are not in a very well improved,
in a state, basically.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Saab has given us a very powerful summary of what needs to be done, perhaps educationally. I'd like to probably add that in order to be able to really create manifestos and create something.
And this is we should stop feeling bad about our own language, and that is basically the main problem.
So you're very much about language, about culture.
Has put us into trouble. That is the main problem, has put us into trouble. We came here, we thought that we got everything. We got money in our hand and England, so we don't need Urdu, just we left Urdu behind and we jumped onto the English language, and we thought that all kinds of, English is the best emancipator. English is the best language in social sciences, other sciences. But as far as the Islamic requirement is concerned, Islam, we are associated with this religion. We need our own etiquettes, tahzeeb, we need our own manners, we need our own akhlaqiyat, and those all things are related.
So what you're saying is we need a complete review, an overhaul and review of everything that's going on within our communities, whether it's madrasas and